Hello, everybody. Here's coming up tonight on Now. Across our state, the opioid epidemic is tearing families apart.
It's your family. You do anything for your family that you can do.
Thousands of grandparents playing the role of mom and dad after their own kids fall into drugs.
And the night John Williams allegedly shot Corporal Eugene Cole wasn't the first time the two had met. Details from their confrontation days before the deadly encounter.
And there's a furry friend summering in Pennabunkport, the new addition to the Bush family.
This is News Center Now.
Corporal Eugene Cole and his accused killer John Williams spoke just days before the deputy was shot. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. John Williams was in the car when his girlfriend was pulled over and arrested by Corporal Cole. And police say Williams may have been partially motivated by that encounter. Chris Costa reports.
The signs of grief still show their colors in Somerset County.
It was very awful news. It hurt.
Close friends of Corporal Eugene Cole are slowly learning about the night he died 2 months later.
This is his truth, and this is what he has revealed to us.
In a police affidavit released Monday, Williams told police he killed Corporal Cole in part because the deputy arrested his girlfriend, but Williams said he did not have a vendetta. Williams pleaded not guilty to the murder charge on June 12.
So Eugene Cole's family has to relive this in a year. I was just the fortunate one to be across from where he liked to sit sometimes.
Corporal Cole used to patrol outside Monica Brown's house.
It's been so empty since, but when he was there, it's just like a sense of security and comfort, and he was just looking out for us.
She also knew the man arrested for his murder before she says Williams got into drugs.
It was sad. It was truly sad to see what the epidemic is like with the drugs and all that, and you could totally tell.
Williams's girlfriend, Christina Pomerleau, was arrested on drug charges 4 days before the shooting. Her arrest affidavit, released Tuesday, shows Williams was in the car with her when Corporal Cole and another deputy pulled them over. Cole recognized Pomerleau and knew her license was suspended. After arresting her, the deputies say they found about 4 grams of cocaine in the car. Pomerleau did not want to comment.
And if John would have given him that chance and not resisted arrest and done what he was supposed to do, he would have seen that Cole would have treated him just like you or I.
It's no longer a protector across from her mailbox where Monica finds strength and safety. She says Cole's wife and daughters sharing their strength publicly helps her.
And it just felt so real and so comforting. He was the best deputy that I have ever met.
In Norridgewock, Chris Costa, News Center, Maine.
Corporal Cole's brother, Tom Cole, said in a text message he wants to forgive Williams, but says he's still heartbroken and believes justice will be served. There is a fundraiser on June 29th to send Tom Cole to Nashville to record songs written by his brother. You can find more information about that at our website.
Heavy hearts in the town of Raymond. A fire captain from there and a community leader died yesterday in a crash. Police say that Captain David Maines was driving on a highway in Massachusetts when his motorcycle somehow hit the back of another car. Maines was flown to a nearby hospital, but he died from his injuries.
And today his fire department posted to its Facebook page asking friends and neighbors to reach out to the Maines family and offer support. The captain's wife was sitting behind him on the bike. Raymond Fire says she is expected to recover. The couple had 4 children, and Captain Maines joined the fire department 10 years ago yesterday, the day of the crash.
After months of legal battles, the Trump administration's travel ban has been upheld by the Supreme Court. The ban affects 5 Muslim-majority countries. Dissenters on the bench say that the president has an anti-Muslim motivation, but the majority ruled that the president has the power to regulate immigration.
Is Mitt Romney making a comeback? The former presidential candidate is fighting for the GOP nomination to Utah's U.S. Senate seat. Romney was a governor in New England, but was a big part of the Salt Lake City Olympics. The Utah primary is happening today.
Alrighty, after a round of some relatively rainy days, the sun has been out for most of today.
Yes, and that's a good news for antique car fans and Keith Carson, who is in Gardner for that great race. Keith, are the cars starting to roll in?
Yeah, they're just about to. They just finished up the anthem here, and we're going to have the cars roll through down Water Street, and it's a time race, so the point is to hit your mark through those uprights, if you will, at the time that you're assigned. What's interesting is that there's no GPS allowed, so what a nightmare, right? The idea of actually having to navigate and get somewhere on time without using modern technology. So we'll bring you those cars when they come through. In the meantime, of course, a beautiful day for it, and that increases attendance when it's in the 70s with a lot of sunshine. 80 in Lebanon, 71 in Portland, 70 in Wiscasset, 69 in Rockland right now, a bit of a sea breeze kicking in, but most of us, an absolutely beautiful day. And the satellite really shows the story of the day, which is no clouds anywhere in sight, all the way up into Canada, back into Vermont is where you have to go to find even any high thin cloudiness. Maine not alone in this, all of New England and much of the Northeast under a big ridge of high pressure. That's why today was so beautiful. Tomorrow, another nice day, a few high thin clouds, but a little bit warmer, getting into the 80s by tomorrow afternoon. So tonight, clear, no problems at all. Tomorrow starts with a lot of sunshine, but notice there are some high thin clouds in that model over southern Maine, and through the afternoon some thicker clouds start to come in from southwest to northeast. That is the precursor to some rain that will move in Wednesday night and last through much of the day on Thursday. It's a one-day rain event, but we could pick up about an inch of rain. After that, guys, the story is potential for some big heat for the weekend and into next week. We'll talk about that and show you some classic cars in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith with the classic shirt, talking about some classic cars. Thank you very much, sir.
He's a classic guy.
He is a classic guy. In situations where parents are struggling to take care of their own kids, grandma and grandpa oftentimes are stepping up.
More than 14,000 kids in Maine are raised by their grandparents. And Christina, has this always been the case?
No, guys. Experts say the number of grand families nationwide spiked in recent years, largely because of this generation of parents is struggling under the current opioid epidemic. A grandma I spoke with today thought she was alone, but now knows she's part of a network of 2.6 million grandparents across the country.
Happy faces?
Sandy Pinard can't stay away from kids.
10 minutes of free play.
The preschool teacher has a kind heart and a knack for parenting.
It's your family. You do anything for your family that you can do.
In fact, she's 13 years into her second round of parenting, playing the role of mom for her 3 teenage grandchildren.
It has been probably the hardest trip we ever took, most rewarding.
Sandy and her husband took the kids in when their parents couldn't care for them because of domestic violence and drug issues. She's one of millions of grandparents across the country stepping in to help, a phenomenon that's catching the federal government's attention.
They are waking up in the middle of the night to feed babies and planning afternoons around soccer practice rather than playing golf or volunteering.
A bill sponsored by Senator Collins is on its way to the president's desk. It will create a federal task force designed to help these grand families with resources, supplies, and information. Resources Sandy wishes she had when she started parenting all over again.
We didn't have that support. We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
She's watched her 3 grandkids go from babies to teenagers. And though the road's been tough, she wouldn't change it.
It was hard because you have to be a grandmother and you have to be a mother, so you wear 2 hats.
Her kids are reading competition champions, high school graduates, and aspiring doctors, accomplishments she celebrated in a family cross-country road trip.
And we went into North Carolina and to Disney World, and we did everything, and it was a trip of our lives. And I knew in my heart it was going to be the last trip because they were getting older.
That's tough for you to see your kids grow up.
Yes, and let them go. But they all have wings. They're doing great, and you couldn't be happier.
You had to go.
So grand families are just one side effect of the ongoing opioid epidemic. More than 60% of kids in child protective care in Maine come as a result of parental drug use as a risk factor. Now we're going to continue this conversation about child welfare in our state, and we hope you'll join us this Thursday at 7 p.m. for a 30-minute TV special called Protecting Maine's Children. We sit 4 prominent experts in child welfare down for an open and honest conversation about the problems facing Maine's children and the solutions needed to fix them. Liam Lindsay.
Christina, thank you very much. It's an important topic, and I'm glad that we are talking about it. So you're going to love this. Not every phone call to the fire department is an emergency. In fact, sometimes neighbors just need a helping hand. Like this woman in Portland who wanted to raise the American flag before Independence Day, but the rope on her flagpole was broken. So Portland Fire Department's Company 34 came to the rescue. They chatted with the woman, who they say is 97 years young, and discovered that her late husband was a Pearl Harbor veteran.
Oh, how nice is that? Okay, good for small businesses, but a massive eyesore for neighbors. Plans for a high-tech cold storage unit are halted for now.
And look, it's a story about dogs. Surprising on our show, I know, but this pup's got some pretty cool friends.
Working waterfront development. They've become buzzwords in Maine.
Yeah, the reason they're back in the headlines today is because plans to build a massive multi-million-dollar cold storage facility have been put on ice. There was some backlash from the start, but state officials say that they plan to take it from here.
It's not just trucks backing out at the Portland waterfront. Americold, an international cold storage company, is no longer interested in a $30 million project to build a facility at the international port. It would have been a massive refrigerated storage unit on a more than 6-acre site owned by the state. Ryan Huden from the Hopyard LLC, which grows hops for craft breweries in New England, wrote to city officials in May of 2017, voicing support for the project. Ameskip was also on board, saying its customers need the cold storage space. Those against the project, primarily West End neighbors, were concerned the 70-foot tall structure would not only block the water views, but lower their property values. Zoning rules were even changed to allow for the higher building.
The zoning process took about a year. We're comfortable where that ended up.
John Nass, Maine's Deputy Transportation Commissioner, says this is an opportunity for the state.
The opportunity is to take more control over the project, make sure it's designed to fit in the port in a more integral way, and really make sure that we're meeting the needs of Maine businesses.
Americold cited financial reasons for backing out. Nass says he's not discouraged by that.
We're really excited and we want to get this done. It's so important to Maine's economy.
Now, there's no timeline as to when the state will put forth its plan to build that cold storage warehouse, and the port is also expected to receive a second crane in the next couple of weeks to help speed things up with all the containers they see come through there.
Move it right along.
Exactly.
Okay, Walker's Point has a new resident this summer.
So it's not owner and pet, it's I rely on you and you rely on me.
Follow the journey of Sully, former President George H.W. Bush's new service dog, when we come back.
And how long will this stretch of sunny weather last? Keith has your full forecast live from the Great Race in Gardner when we come back. It is not at all uncommon for hundreds of thousands of tourists to pour into Maine in the summertime, but there is one particular visitor that has caused quite a stir.
So this little guy's been hanging out with some pretty famous company and doesn't even have 2 legs. He has 4. This is Sully, and this is Sully's new home. Former President Bush welcomed his new family member on Monday. The yellow lab will be his first service dog. Sully can open doors, pick up items, and summon help. He will also help fill the giant void felt by the loss of the former president's wife of 73 years.
Dogs are amazing companions, and you know, when you think of going through a life change after you've spent your life for the better part of 75 years with somebody else and that person is gone.
Sully is already an internet sensation. He has his own Instagram account, obviously, and once news of his arrival spread, the well wishes poured in through social media. The pup was provided to 41 by American Vet Dogs, which is a national organization that provides dogs to veterans free of charge. That national group has worked in conjunction with the Maine-based Canines on the Frontline in the past.
And when you're training a service dog or a therapy dog for someone, that dog is at the same level as the person. So it's not owner and pet, it's I rely on you and you rely on me. And it's an equal partnership. That's the difference between a service dog and just getting a pet.
what a sweetie Sully is. I mean, talk about a companion.
And how nice for the former president to not be alone and to have not just a companion, but someone who is looking out for him at all times. Not that he doesn't have enough people like that, but this one's probably cuter than the other ones that are looking out for him.
And do you think he'll get plenty of walks living at Walker's Point?
I feel like this puppy's going to get a lot of attention. Yes,
lots of
absolutely.
Loving. So
and
sweet.
To go for a walk, it'd be nice if the weather was great, and it's starting to look up after what was a gloomy weekend. Most kids are out of school now, and that means parents are hitting the beach, going to the playground, all the great summertime activities for the short span of summer that we have. These are some of the Snapchats from across our state.
I love being able to see everything going on in the state through your eyes, through Snapchat. That's always so cool to check out. Okay, let's look at things through Keith Carson's eyes now. He's at a pretty cool
proposition. That is a scary proposition.
He's at a pretty cool event happening in Gardner. Keith, what's the latest?
I agree with Lee on this aspect. Actually, you don't want to look through my eyes. Although right now we're checking out this cool event here, the Great Race, which will go through 2 more Maine towns on the way up into Canada. It's rolling through one at a time, and of course, the magic of live television. I don't see a classic car anywhere in sight right now, but they are rolling through here, and this is one of the checkpoints that Bill Green will explain to you in just a minute. Oh, he's going to explain it right now. All right, Bill Green.
It's a sport for me and you, Keith, because I can drive and you can navigate.
Right, and so you followed this from Mount Washington. Tell us a little bit about the race and how it works.
You have to use primitive navigational aids. So you can use your speedometer, but then only a stopwatch. And the navigator sits there heads down with this big chart. For example, if you're going 35, you come to a stop sign and take a right, that will slow you by 7.9 seconds. You've got to speed up over the speed limit by 7.9 seconds. And 15 of the cars here today will hit the time to 0 seconds. And the speed limit that they use is 5 under the speed limit, so when they speed up, they're not speeding.
It's a lot of math. I like that. Now, as I mentioned, there's 2 more stops along the way here in Maine.
Yes. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to get this wrong. They go to Owl's Head for a leg and then up to Bangor for the evening for a big riverfront dinner like they're having here in Gardner tonight. Then they're going to go down to Bar Harbor and the Transportation Museum. Oh no, it's on MDI. I've been there. It's a lovely facility. They're hosting kind of a lunch and then a dinner in downtown Bar Harbor. I understand it's on the waterfront. That'll be Thursday night, and then they head up into Moncton. They finish up in Halifax on Sunday. So they started in Buffalo, kind of a big money event. Vintage race cars and real beauties. I'm not a big car guy, but you gotta love to look at an old Pierce Arrow or 46 Fords and all this stuff that they're driving.
Some of them are pretty cool. Okay, Bill knows that. He knows the event. I kind of know the weather a little bit, right?
Is this what we're up to now?
We're doing some weather now.
You got a car?
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna do some. We're gonna run out of time in here somewhere, but beautiful day for it. Obviously, that drives some crowds here. Temperatures 70s. Full sunshine, low dew points, all good stuff. 76 right now in Portland, 77 in Augusta, which would be the closest to us here. 41 for the dew point, really crisp air mass in place, and that's what really makes it feel like a beautiful day. Satellite clean all across the state. Zoom out, you don't see any clouds until you head into upstate New York and maybe western parts of Vermont. So that's our weather tomorrow. A few high thin clouds in the forecast, but still another nice day. So hour by hour forecast shows you clear skies tonight. Notice the clouds do roll in tomorrow, high thin ones for the most part until late afternoon over southern Maine, some thicker clouds, but temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s before some rain moves in on Wednesday night, Thursday. Now there'll be some downpours embedded in this rain event. It could pick up to an inch of rain, which would actually be good because we're still in a drought across the mid-coast, southern Maine, and now western Maine included in that abnormally dry category of the drought. Get the rain out on Thursday night though, and Friday looks beautiful. Now the focus, at least in the weather office, has been a big heat signature for Sunday and Monday. The question is, how hot is hot? I think 90 plus is a good bet, especially away from the coastline. Can we get to 95 plus and even more? I think the potential is there on Sunday in particular. Here's what I have for Sunday's highs. Freiburg 97 degrees, 90 in Lewiston, 90 in Augusta. Now, of course, the ocean influence will be a factor along the coast, so right now I'm playing it cool there, but very hot inland. A place like Lebanon, Concord, into Burlington, Vermont, I think could hit 100 degrees on Sunday afternoon. So hot for sure there. Into Monday as well, some scattered showers should cool us back down on Tuesday. But overall, pretty nice pattern. By the way, that sprinkle on Friday is very, very minimal. I think most of us stay dry through the day on Friday with just an isolated shower in the afternoon. No matter how you slice it, the weekend does look good. Again, it's just a matter of, are we going to be 85, 90, or are we going to be in the mid and upper 90s in spots on Sunday afternoon? No matter how it goes, guys, it's going to be a nice roll in to the 4th of July week, and it certainly will feel like the season across Maine. All right, hopefully we can get some more good-looking cars for you here in a bit. Bill Green will give you some more updates here at 5:30 as well. Guys, back to you.
All right, Keith, look at that. Living the life there,
See
right?
what he did there? Roll in.
I did.
With the pun?
He didn't do it on purpose, though.
And what also cracked me up was that Bill Green was talking about a lot of math, and it was even too much math for Keith. How about that?
That
says
statistically impossible.
Exactly. Okay. Well, it seems like the school year just wrapped up, but collegiates are already looking ahead to fall. Maine Maritime Academy posted this photo of a new student session. This is already the second round of new students to attend orientation in Castine. Congrats to the class of 2022.
I mean, I think everybody loves summer, but school just got out.
I know.
It just did last week for everybody, and now it's like July's here,
right?
And then August, and it's back to school. So summer used to be like 3 months, June, July, and August, and now summer's basically 2 months, July and August.
I know, it goes by so quick too.
It's just a lot to stuff into a small window.
That's why in your house nobody does any summer sports. You take the summer off to just be together.
We have 8 weeks to get together where we can do stuff.
That's nice.
Then you can go on your way.
That's awesome.
The other 10 months.
All right, let's check in with Cindy Williams now, who has a preview of what's coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. Lewiston school field trips are going to look a little different now after a middle school student drowned while on a school outing at Rang Pond. We're going to tell you about the changes that the school district thought necessary in order to keep kids safe. And a woman on the Mid-Coast is attacked by a rabid fox. How a neighbor came to her rescue. Those stories and much more ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, Cindy, thanks so much. News Center Now continues when we come back.
If you are scared of sharks, sorry, you're about to be very afraid. This giant fish was
like he's
caught
smiling.
by an unsuspecting fisherman off the coast of Texas. After snapping the photo, he released the shark back into the ocean. Look at those teeth. My.
The only one who's a sure fan of fins is Jimmy Buffett.
Or Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.